Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order series in Crusader Kings 2. In our last episode, we declared a holy war over the last duchy in the Kingdom of Jerusalem that we don't already control, and it's going pretty well. We also had a holy war declared on us by Africa here, the Al-Fatimiyun Sultanate, which we won already thanks to a couple of pretty large battles that we had in the mountains here. We got 1,000 gold for that, so we're up to 3,400. We'll probably put some of that to good use after this war. Actually, we may as well do that now, why not? No point in waiting. Let's just pour it into some upgrades. Let's see. I guess we can upgrade the barracks, that would be just fine. And here we can do, let's do the keep. Castle 10 is upgraded here. We'll do training grounds. I guess we can do the keep here. And we are pretty low on upgrades here, so we'll do the castle walls there. We do Castle Town here. Let's hold on to the last 2,000 or so. Oh, and we actually have more troops that we can move across here, which I almost forgot about. And we can disband this fleet. I think it's not going to be necessary. Okay. So our 7,000 or so here really is on its way out. So hopefully this army will stop taking attrition. What is the supply limit here? Yeah, it should be okay. And we'll send this army down here to start sieging the southernmost county. If there is sufficient supply limit. Just about, okay. And we have an army headed into Monreal. Okay, well, this army is going through there anyway. Our vassal queen has created the Duchy of Baden, which is fine. And we captured a prisoner. Several prisoners in that battle. And we are going to take some prisoners from the siege as well. Okay. Let's get this army in here to the middle county and we can siege everything in our target duchy. My daughter makes sure everyone gets exactly the same amount of whatever sweets the cook gives the children, so she will become just. Which is good. You are taking a break from discussing war plans with your fellow commanders and decide to start chatting with one of your guards. He tells you, "My cousin is out fighting infidels, and what do I get? Guard duty." You can tell him to worry not, and he'll get an opportunity to kill infidels soon for 2 prestige. Or tell him that even guard duty has its honor for 2 piety. Or tell him to not complain. Maybe become cynical. Cynical is not the opposite of trusting. No. We'll just gain the prestige. Sure. Speaking of prestige, we do have enough prestige available to change our culture to German. And the Duke of Austria is revoking things, that's fine. So I guess there's no particular reason not to do this just right now. It will hurt our vassal opinion a little bit. But I don't think we're having any serious problems with factions. This one is a little bit problematic. Maybe at 24%. Why is this guy so unhappy? Doesn't like me. Okay. We actually have this whole county sieged. I think we'll leave the army here though, for the moment. Get you in here, and we'll move this army around to capital. A little worried about the Seljuks because they do have a very large army, over 100,000 now, which we haven't really seen much of. I think there was an army, I think at least from one of their vassals, involved in some of those previous battles, but we haven't seen their main army. They are involved in another war. Oh, okay. I guess that would explain it. They're defending against the Mongol invasion. Well, okay, good. We may not see their army. And actually, I'm going to leave these boats raised for the moment, since we are going to at least need to transport our retinue home. And speaking of sizable armies, this is another army from the Seljuk vassal here in Arabia. Seems like they are leaving, though, in this direction. Which is fine. We'll keep sieging the target duchy here and get our ticking war score going before we start worrying about sieging anywhere else. Being a bit indecisive about where he's going. My husband here is telling me about prisoners, or potential prisoners. We will put them in the dungeons. And I am surely with child, my husband will be pleased. Well, he'll be pleased if we have a son, since that's what he wants. But it doesn't matter too much. We do have a very good selection of children lined up. Oh, and here we go. I took my eye off it for a moment. And of course they chose exactly that time to strike. We'll get these reinforcements in. I'll get this army on the way as well, actually. Just in case that's necessary. We are in the mountains here, though. So hopefully we can hold out. Army is going to be a little while longer getting here. Fighting across the field, you see an enemy soldier cut off from the others. While you can't tell who, it's clear they must be a highborn noble. We'll charge. Okay, our reinforcements are in. We have incredible defensive positions and more reinforcements on the way, so this should be no problem. Captured this guy. And another guy. And I don't think we got war score from that battle, I guess because it was his vassal, and they were not technically a participant in the war. Kind of annoying, but what can you do? Let's actually put this army on top of here, and we'll move you to the next county. And this is an actual Seljuk army here. So I think we'll take the opportunity to try and fight it. We'll wait till it gets here and then use this 19,000 to attack it. Assuming we can catch it, of course, which we just about can. Oh, a dangerous faction. The Crown Authority faction. Well, we could just lower Crown Authority if we need to, but obviously we prefer not to do that. No gifts available. Or honorary titles. Well, we'll give gifts to the other faction members, which I don't think we've done already. 192 gold, really? Well, I guess what is the point of having all this gold if we don't use it to help out our position? Alright, we'll see if that reduces the power of the faction. Don't think they're gonna fire imminently at 80% anyway, so Okay, for a little while here. Okay, one person got out. This Duke wants to fabricate a claim on my kingdom, which we definitely can't have. We'll tell him to end the plot. We could imprison him, but I don't think that's gonna help us out too much either right now. What is this army? Oh, a host. Who are you at war with? The Caliph, I guess, of Africa? Why can I never click on his capital properly here? There we go. Yeah, it is him. Okay. So I guess unfortunate for him that we destroyed his army quite recently. May have a problem with this host invasion. We see another independent kingdom over here. And we have armies from Seljuk vassal arriving as well. We'll probably just go and fight those, I suppose, with this 19,000. So that army is not doing anything useful right now anyway. And we lost the Burgrave of Nuremberg here. Slain in personal combat. Oh, okay. Probably in this very battle. So this guy is the new Burgrave. He is only 5 years old, so we don't need to worry about him. I wonder if that was one of the guys that was in the faction that just died. Maybe. I'm actually taking note of who I was bribing. This count has given me bizarre and repulsive evidence about the Queen's sexual preferences. I feel like people are constantly telling me about the Queen's sexual preferences. And I have repeatedly told them that I don't care, since she's relatively happy with me. Okay, we won the battle, captured a prisoner, and another prisoner. This host army is just wandering around and taking attrition. We lost our chaplain. Well, let's appoint this bishop. And we'll use him somewhere down here that we still have land we need to convert. And we had another daughter, named Elide after our mother. How nice. And she is fertile. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So unfortunately, our husband is going to have to wait for his son. How old are we? 31, so we still have a good few childbearing years left. We gained a tithe. Let's... I think this is mountains here, so fortunately we're going to take a terrain penalty attacking them in there. It should be okay, though. I would be happier about it if this battle was going to give us any war score, but it's not. And same with this one, I think. More tithes, always good. Crown Authority faction is still relatively high at 30%, but not an immediate danger. Converted a subject, and we do have a lot of prisoners, none of whom are contributing war score, so let's click the ransom all button. While I'm thinking about it. And we immediately start to refill the dungeons, of course. Another siege, we'll take the leader. Oh, we should have taken them all, I suppose. That completes the siege of the southernmost county here. So a couple more occupations here might get us another 10% or so. And then we only have a little bit longer to wait for the ticking war score to get us to 100. which is fine. If a large-ish Seljuk army approaches, I guess we'll fight them, but I'm not going to go looking for them. Damiana asks, why did you let off the peasant accused from poaching? We can say, because he needed the deer more than me, and she can become kind or possibly just, both of which she already is. Or we can say, a good deed a day keeps man happy, which might however become arbitrary, which we do not want, so we'll do this one. And she became kind again. Okay. So let's ransom prisoners again, since we just got some new ones. This guy we apparently cannot ransom. Presumably because he can't afford it. We'll just keep him in prison until he can afford it. The Grand Mayor Walter the Cruel sends a word of enemy courtiers found, and we'll of course put them in prison. Oh, and was that the host invasion succeeding? Or was it some other thing that just happened here? I think it was some other thing happening. Do we know that this was the host guy? I don't even know. Maybe it was. I think it was. Is it the Kingdom of Misr? That was what it was over. So yeah, okay. He did win. Alright. Any fracturing of the Muslim powers in this region is good for us, and good for our future independent allied Queen of Jerusalem. Some guy is being banished. Oh, and here's 10,000 from the Seljuks, okay. That's fine, we'll let them come. I think they might just come over here and try and attack this 9,000 men of mine in the mountains here, which would be absolutely fine by me. We can probably just reinforce that battle and win it, and it'll get us definitely the remaining 3%. Yeah, it's not even going to be necessary to fight this battle, so... I guess we'll do it anyway, since it's happening, but... the ticking war score would have got us there all by itself. Okay, there's 100. And also, our daughter needs to be educated. This is the strong and quick one. We still have 2 wards, our 2 oldest daughters, right? Yeah. Damiana is close to coming of age, though. I'm pretty sure we want to keep her ourselves because, yeah, we're Midas touched, which would be a fine trait for her to get. She'll be of age... it'll be a year, okay, so I don't want to keep our other daughter uneducated for a year. We'll just give her to somebody. This Duke, I suppose, our brother, will do fine. She might become German, which actually would be a good thing. And let's enforce demands. So we gained personally all of these counties here, or the 3 counties, which obviously we don't really want to keep, but we can just use the grant recently acquired land button to give it to random new nobles. So our other option is to give it to our husband, which we don't want to do. And we'll transfer the vassalage of them to the Queen of Jerusalem here, who already is very happy with me. But that's okay. Alright, that should do it. The actual duchy title is still held by the Sultan of Arabia. So, nothing we can... Well, we could usurp it, but I don't think we need to. The Queen of Jerusalem can usurp it if she wants to. We'll disband all of our troops down here and get our retinues onto the boats. Send them home. So that takes care of the entire de jure Kingdom of Jerusalem, I think. Which is great. I think we'll probably still wait on granting her independence, though. Still not out of her new administration phase. She seems to have not had much trouble with revolts or anything, though. All of her vassals are in... are a pretty decent opinion with her, it looks like. So things are going okay for her. I suppose we could grant her independence now. I think she'd be fine. Now we'll hold on to it a little longer. We have a new Duke of Ostfranken. Duchess Helga the Just has died of a natural death. So we have Duke Adam, who is only 4 years old and not going to be a problem for us because of that. We need to appoint a new treasurer, though. And I guess Markward here. Markward of Altmark. That is a funny title. Anyway, he can be the steward. He does not have the ambition, but he'll do okay. Not great at it, I guess, at 15. Still, though, he's the best person available for the job. Our daughter asks, why did you let off the peasant accused from poaching? We'll have her become kind or just, which she also already is. And we can disband these boats. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode. We'll probably try to regain or gain this county maybe in the next one. I thought we had Salzburg under us. Maybe it passed out via inheritance or something. But we'll do some kind of de jure war to take more land in the Empire in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.